The line between paranoia and a death sentence is thinner than you think. Most people call it being on edge, but sometimes that prickle on your neck is the only warning you'll get before the predator strikes. I was 26 when I first went to Coachella. Imagine a sea of 100,000 people, all sweating, all lost in the vibrations of the bass that you could feel in your very marrow. The air smelled like dust, expensive sunscreen, and something metallic. You feel anonymous in a crowd like that. You feel like a ghost. And that's the danger. When you think you're a ghost, you forget that someone might be hunting you. By the third day, the exhaustion was hitting hard. My friend Alyssa and I took the molly we'd been saving, hoping for one last magical night. At first, the world softened, and every light felt like a warm embrace. But then, the shift happened. I felt a gaze. I turned and 20 feet away stood a man. Mid-30s. Scruffy beard. Heavy black boots that didn't belong in the desert heat. He wasn't dancing. He was positioned. Staring. Every time I turned, those boots were closer. My jaw tightened. My pulse turned into a hammer against my ribs. I reached for Alyssa, but she was gone, swallowed by the thousands. Then he was there, right in my space, whispering into my ear, "You look good. Are you alone?" I fled back to our Airbnb, collapsing into a lead-heavy sleep. I woke up in the dead of night to a silence that felt heavy. I looked at the bedroom doorway. A tall, broad figure was standing there, motionless, watching me breathe in the dark. It was him. I screamed until my throat tore, but the doorway was empty. The next morning, the denial died. Muddy boot prints stretched across the hardwood floor, leading from the front door down the hall, and stopping exactly where the figure had stood over my bed. Hallucinations don't leave physical evidence. He hadn't come to steal. He had come to watch me sleep. You'd think escaping a festival stalker would be the end of it. But sometimes, when a predator picks up your scent, they don't just go away. Months later, I was in San Diego at a quiet beach villa. My guest room was on the lower level, isolated, with large glass doors facing the Pacific. The sound of the waves usually brings peace. But that night, the ocean felt like a shroud, hiding something moving in the dark. While taking photos of my friend Valentina at sunset, I noticed him. In the background of almost every shot, a man was standing in the surf, staring directly at the camera. When I looked up, the beach was empty. Later that night, I stayed in bed while the family went to dinner. I drifted into a fever dream, a rhythmic tapping on glass. Tap, tap, tap. I opened my eyes, and there, at the glass door leading to the beach, was the man from the photos. He was wearing a black hoodie, waving at me slowly, before running up the stairs to the front door. I heard the heavy click of the lock. He was inside the house. I threw my weight against my bedroom door, holding the handle as it jerked up and down from the other side. He fled before the police arrived, but the horror was deeper than a break-in. We found a hidden camera in the corner of the room. He hadn't just been trying to get in. He had been living in the crawl spaces of that beautiful villa, watching us for days. He took our clothes. He took our peace. The realization that you are being watched is a poison that stays in your blood. In Palm Springs, we found a modern Airbnb with glass walls and a small equipment shed in the backyard. The desert is a place of absolute silence, where every sound carries for miles. On the third night, the motion lights began there. Dance. Click. The back fence. Light. Click. The pull light. Click. The light right outside our bedroom window. Something was walking a path around the house, marking its territory. I grabbed a knife and stepped into the desert night, following shoe prints in the sand that led straight to the metal shed. I stood outside that thin door, my heart hammering, listening for any sign of life. Then, a voice from inside the shed, calm, polite, and terrifyingly normal, spoke. "Excuse me, could you open the door, please?" It was followed by a small, giggling laugh. The police found food wrappers and water bottles inside. He had been living in that shed for 3 days, watching us through the glass walls. But the detail that truly broke me? The police found a dirty baseball hat pushed behind our living room couch. He hadn't just been in the shed. He had been sitting on our sofa while we were out, waiting for us to come home. I don't know if it was the same man every time, but I know this. Every time I pass an open doorway at night, I look, because I have learned that when you feel like you are being watched, you usually are. Stay safe out there, and whatever you do, check the floor for footprints before you close your eyes tonight.